Now this is a story all about how. Nah, just kidding. So basically, last summer I went to get my driver's permit and it didn't go too hot. This was my first time going, so I was kind of nervous and I studied a lot. I studied for the test, and so basically I got to the DMV and I waited in the long ass line, you know, the deal, filled out the form. They called me up. It wasn't too long away, it was about, 30-40 minutes. And I showed the lady my papers, my social security card, my birth certificate, and then she goes, alright, now read the sign behind me, read the bottom line, so for an eye test. And I'm like, okay, X, H, R, C, and she's like, no, the bottom line. And I'm like, X, H, R, C, and she failed me. She was like, come back when you have glasses, and that's when I realized my vision sucked. So after a long wait, I got glasses, and it took me a while to go back, but eventually I did. So last week, I went back to the DMV, and I was like, alright, I got my glasses this time. I'm going to destroy that vision test. I'm going to get my permit. Going to be on the freeway. Going to be like Nelly. Alright, not like Nelly, but... So, I did a quick review the night before, and I went back to get my permit. And finally, after all the waiting, I spoke to the lady, and I gave her my social security card, my ID, and she's like, where's your birth certificate? I'm like, I don't know, I didn't think I needed one. And she's like, come back home when you bring it. So that sucked. I had to go back. And I don't think anyone's ever been to the DMV so many times for their permit and never took their permit test. So it was ridiculous. So a week later, I had finally mustered up the courage, because I dread that place, to go back and try again. And I kind of just went. I brought everything this time. I'm like, alright, I got my glasses, check. Birth certificate, check. Social security card, check. ID, check. Pen, check. Everything. I had everything planned out. So waited in line, filled out the form, spoke to the people, and finally I got called up. I gave the lady my documents, and I was holding my breath. She didn't give me a vision test, surprisingly. So then she was like, alright, well, here's your test, go sit down, grab a pencil, and take it. And I was like, sweet. So I took the test, and I was like, alright, I know this one, I know this one. What do you do if your car stalls on railroad tracks? Do you wait for help? Do you try to drive off? Do you put it in neutral? Or do you get out the car and get the hell away as fast as possible? Everyone knows you wait for help. So, I took my test and I handed it in with a smile on my face. I sat down and I got graded, and I was just updating my Facebook, my Twitter. Yo guys, I'm getting my permit. That test was so easy. And everyone's like responding back, yeah man, nice job. Whoa, you went there 3 times? What the hell's wrong with you? Who goes 3 times? So, I was just waiting, and I was like, alright, I'm going to be driving, I'm going to be on the freeway, I'm going to be like Nelly. And the lady called me up, and she's like, Julian Martinez? So I go up with a smile on my face and, bobbing my head, yeah, pass this shit. I go up to her, and she's like, has this grim look on her face, staring at the paper. I look down at the paper, I see red. I'm like, oh shit, that can't be good. And she tells me, yo, gotta do it again. So, yeah.
What?
So, I studied all day and all night as soon as I got back home. After nap time, of course. And the very next day, I went back. I was stoked as hell. Took my test and I aced it. And then I got my permit. So I'm gonna be driving, bitches. Can't wait for my road test.